It's Tuesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Obi Ajulu Olabisi Ubu, and with me are the ladies YK in the building.
Good morning.
You look amazing. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm facing ourselves.
Yes, sir. How you doing, Mama?
I'm fine.
What's going on?
Nothing is going on.
No lamentation today.
I was talking to my partner yesterday. I know he's not watching. He says, what happened to you today? I said, nothing happened. On eventful day. He said, don't go on the street. I'm asking you now. Tomorrow you go to and say, I have gist for you.
To prevent He's been watching the show. Yeah, please be gisting on Kutio.
No, Kutio is a gist. Kutio is a good gist.
He loves the gist. So how are you doing, Nima?
I'm fine. I'm super excited that tomorrow is Eid Mubarak in advance, and we've closed the show Iftar with Nima. So rest is properly activated. I just want to say thank you to all the families that hosted Iftar with Nima, all the people who put in expenses to make sure it worked, to the sponsors, to the team, the entire crew, from my producers, Doja, Mr. Lukman, Best Man. They brought out some things I was hiding.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it worked out. Thank you so much to everybody. And to Moriah for the idea. Because I was telling someone that the entire idea was not mine. And he didn't believe it. I said, even the name was not mine. It was Moriah's entire idea. Thank you so much.
Quite creative.
Yes. It was a demanding month, but it was worth it.
Yeah. How did you feel seeing yourself in another light, presenting?
So now I'll be watching all the videos on YouTube to see how
you did, but you did well.
We were able to catch up.
But my husband watched it.
It was just inside
well.
My mom didn't miss an episode, except the ones that didn't show, and her feedback was constant. So thank you so much. Thank you to all the
And you've done your lali. I can see you've done your lali. You're ready for the celebration. She did some more in some very hidden places.
No, I need to compensate Zibri. He didn't have a wife this Ramadan. This is the first Ramadan I have not. I usually make family meals the way I grew up, and there was no family meals this Ramadan. But we just fasted, so we're going to be making it up. Well done. See you after we come back.
Another baby on the way. Another baby.
Jenny, take it back.
Rep 360 Topsy Tops. How you doing?
Back.
I'm grateful to God for life. I was reading a book yesterday, and it was talking about the fact that 10 years ago, 10 years from now, the world will remain the same. That the only change that would happen is if we as individuals change by stretching ourselves. And when Nima was talking about Iftar with Nima and the difference, I'm like, oh, Nima has stretched herself.
Yeah, she has.
And every time you stretch yourself, you are becoming more. And it's interesting to see. It's also interesting to challenge ourselves so that we become wiser, stronger, and better in every way possible. So I am constantly asking myself, what next for me? What next for me? What else can I do? How else can I do something different that I've not done before? So after every project, I'm already looking forward to what's the next thing I'm going to do now. And it's exciting. So I don't think anybody should live their life without expecting or looking forward to something. It's just not going to be an interesting life. So I'm very, very grateful for where I am. Yesterday they arrested my.
How did
I need to give. They've not given me my bike. Wow. So my farmer went to go and steal. He said he didn't steal. Actually, he said he just took that somebody had Omonile tore out the banner. He took the banner from the ground, folded it, and sold it.
He don't steal now.
And the army came to arrest him and carried him. Actually, the army emptied my farm. I have 5 people living on the farm, and the army carried all of them. They now released 3 and arrested 2 because those 2 they self-confessed, and they still seized my bike. I've not gotten my bike back. I'm begging, please.
You may have to go there.
I watched one video where the police caught 2 thieves. They say thief no good, so they handcuffed them with one and they say, oh yeah, slap the other one. Say thief no good. Wow, thief no good.
They're certainly going to leave them after.
Very
How
interesting.
is sales going?
Yeah, sales is going well.
Is this part of the sales?
No, this is not part of sales. This is on pre-order. Please don't stress me. Not part of sales. But I got my first batch of my moisturizers yesterday for the banana and the orange one. Really, really good. I was impressed with the product. And I'm going to be launching them out soon. Then also they sent me the first draft of the new production I'm going to be doing. I have scripts to review, I was thinking I'll start today, but of course, I'll start. I'll likely do it by the weekend, and so that we'll continue with our production team and everything. I'll likely be going back to produce another series since the one we've done
has gone global.
Playing right now, DSTV Showcase. So that's where I am at. Work is loading.
Showcase.
Showcase. DSTV 151 every Thursday 9 p.m. Mama Ijiro
on Showcase. Yes,
on
Showcase.
Yeah.
You will see her production.
Okay.
All right, let's take a short break now. When we come back, we do the newspaper reviews. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We'll be starting the newspaper reviews with The Nation. Major headline: CBN steps up measures to strengthen Naira against dollar. Apex Bank sells Forex to BDCs at 1,101 to a dollar, using dollar as security for Naira loan banned. Omobayo replaces Shaibu as Edo Deputy Governor. Twist in LP, PDP crisis. Protest at NLC Pali. Demagum should quit now. Ex-TCN boss accuses agency of mismanaging $500 million. Olubado. Obas give Ladoja wear the crown condition for truce. Jimo arms campaign team with APC membership register. Alleged $4.8 billion US dollars, 2.8 billion fraud. Emefiele pleads not guilty. Tomorrow is Eid el-Fitr, Sultan declares. Holidays remain today and tomorrow. What stories do we have in The Nation?
Okay, so I have the Eid al-Fitr story. So the hard copy did not carry it, but I'm reading from the online copy now, and it is said in The Nation that the federal government has declared Thursday, April 11 as an additional public holiday, so we get 3 holidays. And this was contained in a statement by the PAMSEC of the Ministry of Interior, Dr. Aishetu Ndayako, on her Twitter handle. She said the federal government has approved Thursday, April 11, 2024 as an additional public holiday to celebrate the Eid al-Fitr, and she just left it there. But the hard copy then says, you know, based on the outcome, Saudi Arabia announced that they will continue fasting today. The Sultan has declared tomorrow as Eid al-Fitr, as the first of Shawwal, and will celebrate the Eid on tomorrow as well. The federal government on Sunday had previously declared Tuesday and Wednesday as the public holidays, but because of the new developments, Thursday is now added to the public holiday to properly cover for those of us fasting. So Eid al-Fitr, Eid al-Mubarak to all of us.
Okay, so I have the major headline here. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, yesterday announced 2 fresh strategies aimed at strengthening the Naira. One is the prohibition of the use of foreign currency as collateral for Naira loans. It seemed that a lot of people were getting loans but then using their dollar to shore it up. The second is the slash in the amount it sells the dollar to licensed bureau de change operators. The many measures were contained in a separate circular by the acting director of the Banking Supervision Department, Dr. Adetona Adedeji, and the director of Trade and Exchange Department, Dr. W.J. Kanya. And in a circular by Kanya, it said the CBN sold 15.88 million to 1,588 eligible bureau de change operators. The last intervention is third in 1 month. The circular also addressed the Association of Bureau de Change Operators of Nigeria, APCON, President Aminu Gwadabi, and explained that they are selling the dollar 1,101 to them. The BDCs are now to sell the dollar 1,116 or 1.5% margin above the purchase rate. The previous dollar purchase rates for BDCs were $1,252 a dollar. And according to Kanye, I say each of the eligible BDCs will now have access to $10,000 only. The circular reads, and I quote quickly, "We write to inform you of the sale of 10,000 by the CBN to BDCs at the rate of 1,101 to a dollar. The BDCs are in turn to sell to eligible end users at a spread of not more than 1.5% above the purchase price. All eligible BDCs are therefore directed to commence payment of the Naira deposit to the underlisted CBN Naira deposit account numbers from today," that was yesterday, April 8th, and submit confirmation of payments with other necessary documents for disbursement. All of this plan is to find a way to see how we can, boost our Naira. And, in some quarters, a lot of people are excited that the Naira is beginning to gain ground. Other quarters, especially people who are involved in, dollar businesses and racketeering, those ones are feeling low, like they're going to be losing money. But I just want it to be a win-win for our currency and our economy.
Exactly. I'm happy that, it's happening. I wanted to talk about the new governor of Edo State. New deputy governor, of Edo State. His name is Godwin Omobayo. He was sworn in yesterday. He's only 37. The House impeached Philip Shaibu yesterday, and in the morning, and then in the afternoon, they swore in.
Filled the vacuum.
That was fast.
It's called filling the vacuum.
They swore in.
Mobayo.
Philip Shaibu he did a video saying, "Look, this is injustice, and it's not, and he's going to fight it. He's going to fight this injustice. That there is no crime that he committed. His only crime that he committed was wanting to be governor. And under the Constitution, he has every right to aspire to be a governor." But Godwin Omobayo in an interview said he's very happy. He's representing the people of Akoko Edo, and they've been marginalized. So he's very happy, and he's going to use this 6 months, because they asked him, this was only 6 months. You have to say he's very happy with the 6 months.
At least he's in his CV.
He talked of his admiration for the new candidate for the PDP, Ighodalo.
But he's from Labour Party.
But we're going to be talking about it.
So let me just leave it, because we are talking about it.
That's a hot topic.
So the federal government has deployed something called an app by Hadiza Bala Usman. The aim of this app is to ensure that citizens can give feedback to the press. So the presidency gets feedback from the citizens on how well each of the any part of the administration is doing. The flag off of the app, Hadiza Bala Usman, dropped the hints in Abuja yesterday, said that there is a compulsory periodic quarterly assessment to rate performances in line with the identified priority areas. And this is part of the President Tinubu's administration's design to allow Citizen Delivery Tracker app. This is called Citizen Delivery Tracker app. It will monitor the performance of ministers and their portfolio. And Nigerians can use this platform to give feedback to the government on the policies, programs, and projects. The constituency projects allocated to the Senate, House of Representative members would also be assessed as well. So I'm looking forward to how this would work. I can't wait to download the app, and I can't wait to put in my own, at least concerning power. And then I think everybody that keeps complaining about Senate and House of Rep constituency projects can then use this to say, I am in whatever state. Maybe I was in Akure, I can say I'm based in Akure. This is what the budget said, and this is what
we are saying or not. Yes, it's just to check the KPIs. You took my
senator in charge of it.
However, there are eight priority areas that the app would help us monitor: economy, education, health, energy, natural resources, infrastructure, education.
Infrastructure is roads, Abi?
Yes, education among others.
The way YK just nodded my head, it was like,
should we finish the app?
I say I will sleep on the app. So when they come and say we have done
we have no other work.
we'll put it there, we'll take a picture.
YK will be the assistant monitoring
I will
agency.
even go and lie down on the road. Snap me. Let me put it on the map.
Let's take a breather now. When we come back, the newspaper reviews continue. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company, not just in Nigeria, but throughout continental Africa, to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep
Welcome back. We're still reviewing the papers. And now to the Punch. Major headline: banks get 3 months deadline to stop forex-backed loans. Banks' customers begin negotiation to liquidate loans on freeze-dump account balances. Naira rises to 1,220 to $1 as CBN sells forex to bureau de change operators at 1,101 to $1. NNPCL faces $3 billion backlog on petrol payments. Report: federal government may get $1 billion Afrizim bank loan in May. EFCC probes 50 accounts linked to humanitarian ministry. Obasaki swears in new deputy as assembly sacks Shaibu. Sultan declares Wednesday El Defitri, 70,500 security personnel deployed. Emefiele returns to EFCC custody, faces fourth arraignment April 25th. Total solar eclipse hits Mexico, US, Canada. Did anybody see that eclipse? Someone sent me a video. It was beautiful. It was so beautiful. What stories do we have in the
So I have the EFCC story.
Go on.
Go on and tell me.
No. Take it.
Go on. We all have it. I also have
So
it.
the EFCC, according to their in-house magazine, are probing 50 accounts as they have recovered 30 billion in the alleged scandal against the former minister or the suspended minister for the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Ms. Betta Edu. And the EFCC chairman also used the opportunity to ask for special court so that the corrupt cases that they are prosecuting will go fast as possible. They said that they are also probing her predecessor, Sadia Omar Farouk, and the national coordinator of the National Social Investment Program is also involved. That's Ms. Alima Shehu in this present probe. Edu was suspended recently in January, but the ministry found that 585 million was paid into the account of one Miss Oniyelu Bridget, who is supposed to be the project accountant for grants for vulnerable groups. Now, grant for vulnerable groups was supposed to dispense this amount of money to vulnerable groups in Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Ogun, and Lagos, and this money was now paid into a private account. The lawyer to Betta Edu was insisting that it is not abnormal, to have such. It is legal within the service for such payments to be made to an individual's private account or private account of staff members. So, and we'll see how it goes. They're also probing her in connection with the 37.1 billion allegedly laundered funds during her tenure. That's from Sadia's tenure. The 37.1 billion funds allegedly laundered at that time. I think this ministry should, all the subsidy we are saying, the power, they should use this kind of money because we don't know who's vulnerable for Nigeria. So
we know
I don't want to say this story. Let me just leave it. You can't know. Everybody's acting film. I'm telling you.
Ew, now, wow. So the Lagos State Special Offences Court in Ikeja on Monday sends back the immediate past governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, to the custody of the EFCC. Justice Rahman Oshodi made the remand order shortly after the anti-graft agency arraigned Emefiele on 23 counts bordering on abuse of office, accepting gratifications, corrupt demand, receiving a property fraudulently obtained, and conferring corrupt advantage. Now, in the substance of the charges, the EFCC alleged that abused his office while he was CBN governor through allocations of $4.5 billion US and 2.8 billion in naira. He was arraigned alongside Henry Isioma Omoile, and the EFCC has accused that one of accepting gifts from agents. Both defendants had pleaded not guilty to the charges. Now, Justice Oshodi ordered that Emefiele should be remanded in EFCC custody. Omoile be remanded at the Ikoyi Correctional Center where he was already being held. And he made the remand orders while adjourning the matter till Thursday, April 11, 2024, so that they can hear their bail applications. Now, with Monday's order, he is to return, that's Emefiele now, to return to the EFCC custody about 4.5 months after he had left the custody before. He left in November 2023, following his initial 151 days in both the custody of the EFCC and the Department of State Services. Whatever they have moved the matter to between April 25th and 26th, and we'll be hearing more about that. He's still insisting that he's not guilty, so let's see what the case brings.
So NNPC, the NNPCL is facing a $3 billion backlog, and this is on petrol payment. They said that this $3 billion backlog is being on the importation of petrol into Nigeria. The people that import haven't been paid. They said the backlog is taking 130 days as opposed to 90 days, which it should have taken. The statement also said that the backlog, it might be a blowback from the government's effort to manage the economy and shore up the naira against the dollar. The spokesperson for the NNPCL, however, said that they are not aware of any backlog, that everything they've been doing has been within the time frame. The major importers of fuel, traders like Vitol, Mercuria, Governor, as well as the local players, said that they refused to comment on the story because they said it wasn't, they are not allowed to. However, some people that refused to comment, some people commented without being named, mentioned the fact that the backlog might be because we're sort of back into paying subsidy on the amount of money that we're buying fuel right now. Nigeria has been subsidizing fuel since forever. Even though the president has removed subsidy, it still falls around, like the petrol consumption has fallen by 30% since the removal of subsidy. But it's the cap of the cap placed on the price right now might still be implying that there's a bit of subsidy that might end up being paid. But we're hoping that we don't have fuel queue back based on the lack of payments. And if there is indeed a $3 billion backlog, it should be cleared as soon as possible. NNPCL now runs as a private company.
Entity,
anyway,
so let's move on now to the Daily Sun. Major headline: Federal government beams searchlight on ministers, others, launches live tracker app for Nigerians to report ministers, government officials, and list 8 priority areas. Omobayo replaces Shaibu as Edo deputy governor. We've taken that story. PDP, Reps Coalition demands Damagum's resignation, accuses him of plotting to hand over party to APC. Binance executive Gambarian arraigned on 5 counts, remanded in prison. Court remands Emefiele in EFCC custody for alleged abuse of office, $4.5 billion and 2.8 billion naira fraud. Trial begins April 11th. CBN approves daily sale of 10,000 to 1,588 BDC operators bars bank customers from using Forex as collateral for Nigerian Naira loans. Salah, new moon not cited. Fasting continues today. NSCIA. What stories do we have in the Sun?
Okay, so this one is encouraging. The EFCC arraigned at the Federal High Court in Abuja yesterday. They arraigned the Binance executive, one Tigram Gambarian, and the court ordered that he be held at the Kuje prisons. Now, details of this arraignment was that three executives of Binance were actually arraigned and held at the Kuje prison, but we defined one of them. Then the other two pleaded not guilty. But in their affidavit, they had exposed that they were within the country at the time of service. So they had sworn to an affidavit that they've been in Nigeria since February to meet with the Nigerian government. So the court wondered, that's Justice Wite, wondered why they were evading to accept service of the charges on behalf of Binance, and that she felt that was unlawful, and so she subsequently ordered that they be remanded. Remanded at the Kuje prisons. Their lawyer then argued that as foreigners, he pleaded with the court actually. He said, but they are foreign nationals, and he's urging the court to order that they be remanded at the EFCC, detained at the EFCC office instead of at the Kuje prison. The prosecuting lawyer now have African rights for him. He says that the Kuje prison remains an appropriate place because it's part of our correctional center, and he argued that many Nigerians are being remanded in United States prison on account of criminal charges. They are not treated as foreign national with preferences. So we shall yes,
whether you're foreign or you're local.
Proceeding with this. The amount in question is about $35.4 million that they are supposed to have laundered within that period through their company. It's a serious matter. We'll be
investigating. Do we have another story in the Sun?
I was going to no, go on.
No, I don't have a story.
I was going to take, because I took it in both papers, the crisis with the PDP, 60 out of the 113 lawmakers have threatened to resign. They say what's his name? Damagun, the acting chairman, should resign so that, because they're supposed to have a national chairman from the South or North Central. So he should please resign, or they will please. Because I watched an interview where he said they will either take it to court. They will take it to court first, but this guy is in bed with APC.
That's a weekend.
No, he said even the chairman is in bed, the national acting chairman is in bed with APC, and he's not talking. People are doing anti-party things, and he mentioned Wiki. They are doing anti-party things. He mentioned all the governors that were working up and down, doing anti-party activities, the anti-party activities in River State. So if the guy doesn't resign, they will first take it to court, or they will now leave the party, 60 of them.
Okay.
PDP will not learn.
PDP will not learn. He talked about how their party is just reducing,
going down.
It's about the ideology. It's
There's
about
no ideology.
no governance. There's no
synergy. There's no synergy.
Everybody is selfishly trying to achieve their own personal goals.
In a political party. Let's take our final paper for today, the Nigerian Tribune. Major headline: 60 PDP reps threaten to quit party once Damagun out. Waike just took that. Over alleged doctoring of rivers. 10 other states caretaker committees members list. We will study allegations according to the PDP. Why Nigerian airlines find it tough to compete with foreign carriers. Keyamo. CBN, we've taken that story. Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway article mixed up facts. Presidency. 16 die of Lassa fever in Benue. 300 level student dies in Kogi. Painful. Lagos court orders remand Emefiele in EFCC custody as trial begins April 11th. Ibadan Kingmakers to meet Thursday for Ola Kulein's nomination. Edo Assembly impeaches Shaibu Omobayo Godwin sworn in as new deputy governor. Ondo 2024, again, Ayedatiwa Akinterinwa campaigners bicker over billboards destruction. Do we have any stories in?
Yeah, Keyamo. So I took the story from Festus Keyamo, but I'm highlighting his story concerning Emirates, that the United Arab Emirates airline operated in Dubai is going to be resuming in Nigeria very soon. They said the CBN that he has a letter on his phone from the Emirates, that they were going to be resuming flights in Nigeria. The reason this has stopped since 2020 because they had issues repatriating their fund. CBN has paid $160 million to them, which is their money that was trapped in Nigeria for a very long time. But now that the entire money has been paid, they had hinted at this last year. Everybody was already celebrating. It was all over the social media, and
then nothing happened.
But now he said that it was because they were going through all the processes, and that's very soon, in like they are foreseeing around June, that Emirates would make an official announcement that they will start flying back to Nigeria in June. We have moved.
Have they gotten some of their money?
We have moved to Qatar.
I'm sure they've gotten some of their money.
Our miles are piling in Qatar. We're not going to scatter our miles.
Because I have the Lassa fever story. So Edo State recorded increase in the mortality rate of Lassa fever cases. About 16 people lost their lives in the state. But Kogi has just one case of death of a 300-level student who was rushed into the Federal Medical Center in Kogi with fever, a rare case of what they call a viral infection, but they suspect it to be Lassa fever as well.
Oh, wow.
So they had other bodies responding to it with other details of how it's affecting the IDPs and all of that. But those are the cases. So I saw a picture where they said on identified illness is killing people, and I don't know whether it's sensitizing like that or sensationalizing like that.
They should just call it what it is.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies. That's all we can take on the newspaper reviews. When we come back, we move on to our hot topic. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At 330 pounds, let's give them 4.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but
Thanks for staying with us. The Edo State House of Assembly impeached the state deputy governor, Philip Shaibu. The impeachment followed the adoption of the report of the 7-man investigative panel set up by the state's chief judge to probe allegations of misconduct against Shaibu. However, Omobayo Godwin has been sworn in as Edo State Deputy Governor. This comes hours after Philip Shaibu was impeached by the State House of Assembly. What are your thoughts on this? You can join the conversation and call us on 081-07641-679 or 0902416-3440. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect using the YourView hashtag on TVC and stream live on YouTube at TVC Entertainment. Also follow our handle, the ladies of YourView. So, Edo State House of Assembly, what has been going on? So for a while now, we've been listening in and hearing the squabbles that have been going on between the governor and the deputy governor. And I remember when he came on the show, to talk about what has been going on and his aspirations, it seemed like there was a conspiracy against the fact that he had an ambition to become the next governor of the state. And immediately that was mentioned, his problems started from there. The fact that he was also moved out of the State House into another complex and all the things that has been happening. So when this impeachment finally came, I didn't see this coming. I didn't expect it to come at all. And it was a bit shocking. I didn't expect it to come. I felt that, yes, they will find a way to resolve it. And the fact that it seemed like the people were divided. There was no strong voice on one side, People were for and against. I felt it was something that could have been resolved, knowing that he only has just a few months again to be the deputy governor. So what are your thoughts on what happened?
Okay, so the deputy governor of Edo, former deputy governor of Edo State has been impeached. And impeachment means that, he loses his entitlement as an elected official to represent the people of Edo State. Now, we know clearly, there's no doubt that this is the work of the governor. Is the one that cried in the night, the baby that died in the morning is entirely with him. He has picked on this man and he has dealt with him for daring to have an ambition. He punished him. He denied him his protection, his entitlements of his office, and what they call his, whatever comes with his office, his security detail. He kicked him out of government house to the BQ of the government house, if you pardon my English. He did all that he could to stifle him. So this is clearly a case of oppression. But yes, we have a new deputy governor, and this is politics playing out. I hope everybody has learned their lessons. Yes, I hope Philip Shaibu himself has learned his lessons, because what he has paid now is the ultimate price, heavy price for the decision he took that year when they all went against the comrade governor. And for him, who is also from the constituency of the comrade governor, I wonder what his political future. It was clearly a betrayal to the comrade governor. He was dragged, he was dirtied by these two individuals, the governor and Philip Shaibu.
So the passion that they used to beat Yale was waiting for the Yahoo. In English, they used the cane to flog the first wife.
They used for the first wife.
Yeah. So it's politics. For me, it is politics, and it is a bit messy. It's a bit messy in a way that I do not think that it's right. Philip Shaibu has a right to aspire to become the governor.
I thought so.
It is, people have a right to, deputy governors have a right. It's as if, in this country, once deputy governor do like this, like say in the high gubernatorial seat, it is seen as a threat. It becomes like you are attacking me. We can all win. You are going to finish your 8 years, you will step out. I'm not even saying, let the competition be fair. I am Team Aswe. I've never denied it. I've said it here over and over, right from when he declared that I am Team Aswe for Aswe Godalo is the candidate.
Chosen candidate by the governor to succeed him.
Whether he's chosen, he's supported. He wasn't chosen, he was supported. I refuse to, because I am Team Aswe. So I have said but it doesn't mean that I would support what they just did to Philip Shaibu. I wouldn't support it. I feel there is an injustice. And what is wrong is wrong. What is unfair is unfair. Over and over again, that man has been dragged. As in, they dragged that man past my neighbor generator. Waiting. Now ambition, you get ambition, no. You know, keep person. Over and over again, he said, I am loyal to Obaseki. I only aspire for this role. Over and over again. Press release, everything, lock his place. He came on TV over and over again just because he dared to do something. I do not think it is a good signal for other upcoming politicians and even people we want as technocrats to come and help us solve political problems if we can do this to someone, because it sets a precedent. It means that anybody can get away with anything. He's not a perfect human being, but we like this it's not even about him alone in this case, because like I said, it's not really about what he did, but we have there's always a style. If somebody says deputy governor, he wants to be
brings out his neck.
Always once you show
push you down.
Once you say you are vice, you are deputy, your life's ambition should remain to be the deputy governor. For life. And that's not right. There must be aspiration for growth. And if people aspire, let them go to the polls like every other person and battle it out. It mustn't become a case of disloyalty in the political system. Politics should go beyond that, because we have people that aspire for politics that would love to join politics to solve problems within the government. But when they see things like this, they will back out because they don't want to become embroidened in this kind of crisis. So I am of the opinion that the governor of Edo State could have handled the crisis within his state much better than what he has done so far. This person served with you. He, like Nima said, he supported you against his own kinsperson and followed you. His political father followed you against his political father to join you in entering PDP. Even if you want to, we will fight ourselves inside the house. We will not do this thing. We won't drag ourselves outside like this, to the extent with which this man is now impeached, which means he won't get anything from any retirement benefits after serving the state for so many years.
No, not fair. YK, what are your thoughts?
I was going to say, you see, we have to question our leaders.
Okay.
This question we have to ask our leaders now is, when you choose your deputy, are you choosing somebody who cannot be governor, who is not intelligent enough to be governor, who is not, so because the reason you have deputy governors, if anything happens to you, like something happened to, may God rest his soul, Akete, who I liked very much, the deputy governor had to step in.
Yeah.
And he has to have...
And he continued all the projects.
Yes, he has to have the same intelligence, the same, he has to be the same, they have to be at par.
Yeah.
Because deputy means...
An elected office. It's an elected office, not an appointment. He's not working for governor. They did not go and bring him. You, come and work. It's an elected office. The moment you vote him, he has constitutional office.
So, but now, when you even leave, when you are about to leave, you say, no, you are just deputizing
for life.
I will tell you what to move. I will tell you what your future dream.
You cannot aspire.
To perspire.
I don't know Shaibu. I don't know Obaseki. I've heard Aswe, the one that they call Aswe, speak. He's very intelligent. He sounds, if I was
articulate.
If I was going to be there, I would probably vote for him too. Okay. But that doesn't mean that Philip Shaibu cannot aspire.
Exactly, in the minimum.
To perspire, no.
Aspire to perspire.
So anyway, the bottom line is this. Okay, he even lost.
Abi.
As in.
So why didn't you just
not punishing him?
Why didn't you just look away and leave him? You now say, for even
daring to dream,
you will be
lose out in everything.
So now I look at all the from the CJ to everybody, and I'm looking at all of them and
so nobody could say anything.
But let's even put out details. We are from Shaibu's constituency. Me, I'm a donor. But truth, let's say it.
Say it.
So
tell us.
They did their own primaries. Philip Shaibu or whatever other group did the primary that presented him as governor. So there were 2 parallel primary elections within the PDP presenting governorship aspirants. And he went to court. Now his lawyer took the story in the paper that his lawyer walked out on the sitting because there was a preventive court order, stopping the sitting from continuing. And the lawyer was compelling the sitting to obey the court order, and they said no, because I think there was an ouster clause and they didn't obey. But Philip Shoaibu himself that is not asking for justice. He was there with the governor when they did not inaugurate the House of Assembly in the governor's first term.
So what are you
17
saying?
or 14 lawmakers representing Edo people.
Passion had been waiting
They did not sit. In fact, they could not even sit on that tree. You understand?
Are you saying Kama came after him?
You know, I'm not saying it like
that. That
I'm
they used
saying
to
I
that
need to be sure what you're saying.
you need to stand for democratic values.
If you want to
Through
call it
and
up.
through. So that you can fed from that pot when the time comes. You know, this dirty game that Obaseki has played is dirty. But you were both playing it
Together.
before. That's
Wow.
What's the problem?
the problem is that they both
You played it together
Yes.
when it was another person's turn.
So it has
and
come
now
to
he
bite
came
his
back.
ass.
The
Came
only
home
thing
to
is that the master something genius was watching him. I said, okay, so now I know your next tricks. Because when he was contesting, he was so sure that he would get his votes. But that one was what he already knows him, and he helped him to play the game. Now, a subsisting court order preventing the PDP from proceeding with their whoever is their choice candidate is seen to the governor that as an impeachable offense. It's a ground for impeachment. And so governors asked, and they proceeded from the House of Assembly. They have Englishes for this, so they say it's going to cause Kiniko in the seat states, cause lack of peace, disrupt the peace was the English of Edo people. And it's a ground, according to the House of Assembly. And so they proceeded. And so that's how we are here.
So
This has
made history.
I'm just wondering, because what's the political future for both of them?
Yeah.
That's the next step.
This has
Governor
really
done
made
this
history as the first impeachment in Edo State.
Yes, sir.
And, I particularly felt that the governor did not play this well. We understand that politics is a dirty game, and to a large extent, most people are there, like the question you were asking, for their own personal interests. So we are coming into power, and I say, okay, among Tokwe, YK, and Nima, who has the larger clout to get me to this position? And then I pick on a YK. YK has more of the numbers. And I'm picking on YK not because I really have plans for YK.
Have any respect for her.
Any respect for YK, but because YK will give me the numbers, I pick and we get that position. That's why we say at the end of the day, when it's time to now hand over, even when it gets to the level of the presidency at the time, you are away and the vice needs to step in. We see how that plays. If you do too much, we shut you up for life. In the governorship region as well, it plays the same way. If you do too much, there's an extent to what you can do when I'm away, or else we shut you up. That's not your job. Your job there is just to second me, because we really do not believe in other people, having their dreams to rise above us. Is it a problem of just our political space, or this cuts across every other area?
Even if we doubt the one of every other area, we know the one of politics, because the same thing played out in Ekiti, in Ondo, when the late governor was sick. Who is this present governor to have tried to take his position? They called it a usurp. He was trying to usurp.
He was disloyal.
His wife was against him.
They dragged him past generator too.
In fact, they dragged him.
Yeah.
They dragged him. He took the president waiting in and saying, let democracy.
This is constitution now.
Check they not drag Jonathan that time.
So that's what I say. Is it a problem for a deputy
question.
to aspire
That's
for
what I'm
the
saying.
position?
When they choose
Don't aspire
their
to
deputies,
aspire.
The ambition is
they should choose a person that they believe.
no. Let's but in this case, so Philip Shoaibu is a politician. In actual fact, the governor is not a politician, he's a technocrat.
Yeah.
However, we have seen that you can learn the game and become a master at the game more than the person that is supposedly the one to teach you the game. So I feel I feel like it's a bad. If anybody now, if you tell me to become deputy now, I'll be looking at you with because I know
I don't know why you're picking me.
Yes.
Dr. Sorry to cut you off, but you see, that one that he learned the game, he go to school for the game.
As in,
he go to school, he study him. He dey look Shaibu like this.
he did not say a
Now
word.
got first class.
They do like this. When he came for Shaibu like this, he came like a snake in a monkey.
I'm telling you.
If you're Shaibu, so they inside the house of the Lord, no let her near him. If he say something in hand, he won't shake hand like this.
No way.
Don't you come? If you see the police come, prevent child, sit down, sit down. Governor saying that they friend you again. He go and sit down. He go and sit down. I'm telling you. These people, Philip Shaibu, must come and explain some things. Remember that Obushomole had become APC chairman. And it was said that when he was in Abuja, some people have been moving in Edo State. Everybody come to ask, who be the people where remove her from house? Who are the politicians who hold house for her? We are here today. I don't want to talk too much. It's small word that makes sense.
People, they don't become senator now. They look there from afar.
As the laughter.
Yes, Osho Baba. All of us, we are Osho. My husband self now Osho. My children now Osho. All of us, we do not Osho something. Osho ne, Osho Vu, Osho something. But I'm not saying that man now when that time his struggle, his political struggle, and he stayed in his constituency. JJ.
Why are you dramatizing me?
Governor, we fear deputy Sote, no fish shaking hand inside church.
That was scary.
But that also
was
might
scary.
Not be only.
let's end the conversation.
Who's the committee?
I go one party recently. When
Thank
they
you,
say,
Auntie Yenny.
Auntie Yenny, it's English. This is not your view PG. That's for Saturday.
You should calm down. Can we take a chill pill?
So
we can
we have always
speak
spoken. We can speak it when
All right, let's take a short break. When we come back, the conversation continues. Stay with us.
I actually came to pay the money for the recruitment consultancy you did for my company. I took 2 million.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
Today's exchange rate. Doctor, wait. Don't tell me you are one of those people who directly put pressure on the naira and make it lose its value. You want to dollarize our economy and yet you pretend as if you don't know what is happening to the naira. I've told you about how you abuse the naira by spraying and stamping on it during your occasions. You deface and abuse the naira as if it's not our national asset. Take it easy. How? I will not take it easy. And neither will the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission Task Force on Currency Abuse and Forex Malpractice. Take it easy with you. They are coming for you. Desist from economic sabotage, or you will face the wrath of the law.
To clear your eyes, and where you need to have the break time.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Made Kuti in the view. It's still 7 of 7, and we've been doing a whole lot of protesting. The only thing that remains is just to carry placard.
It's about 5 or 7, to be honest, because ask your question. I have so much to speak about once we finish.
We'll not give you the time because it's 7 of 7.
I will make the time now. He said he will not ask questions about science.
No.
Neuroplasticity.
And based on
he asked a question that was subjective about high life, and he did not finalize his answer about a Kuti question where there are only 3 of us.
Editor, scratch this part out.
That could have possibly composed the music.
Editor, scratch this part out.
Welcome back. We're still discussing the impeachment of the deputy governor of Edo State. And I have a question. Looking at everything that the deputy governor had to go through because of, let's say, his ambition, because that's what he's claiming now, that everything he went through from the beginning was just because he aired his opinion that he wanted to become the next governor of Edo State. Is there anywhere that is in the constitution that sort of protects the deputy governor from some of those things? Some of those things I felt were really an injustice. For instance, chasing him out of the government house into like another, like you called it, a BQ or another complex. And I felt like, no, the constitution shouldn't have allowed that. Is there any law in the constitution that protects, so it gives them their roles and their responsibilities, but also protects one from... You know they.
So the...
She cuts me short. but that's wrong in democracy.
Not the structure. not the property. The provisions of the Constitution provides for an office and the roles and duties of that office, that of the governor, that of the deputy governor. In fact, it's an insult to this word. They used to say that the deputies are spare tires. That's the insult, because the Constitution clearly provides that their duties, what their duties are, and in the case of a vacuum, how it is expected to fill. They are elected office holders.
What about their rights?
That one are the same right of every Nigerian, and he went to court to exercise his rights. So he was still in court.
When they impeached him,
he should go back.
You see, this kind of film is a film.
Hi.
Now, it's a film. Those Chinese films, Snake in the Monkey Shadow. Who say, hey.
Him at home.
Obaseki. You know when inside the film, those kind of Superman film, where the boss go just do it. So Obaseki do for and
very dirty police.
He's, you know, Egon was stubborn. He should have been prostrating for.
His prostration did not work. He went to his people. He went even to the Catholic people where he's from. He tried to placate governor. They do everything. But governor was bent on seeing him as an enemy for daring. Because maybe governor call and say, no aspire to perspire. As I'm finishing, finish with me. But he's saying one perspire, so governor just look him as an enemy from then. Every public event, private event, there was a time he
was ostracized
from outside one gate. He not knowing who in details are. Even the commissioner of police did not honor him as deputy governor. He was thoroughly dragged. Like, I don't want to use the word disgrace.
But there's a precedent now.
And I think because now in Edo politics under the PDP, there's no strong person. You know, when you become governor, you become the party head and as a leader, as of immediate effect. But not like the one we had under the APC in Lagos, where even this present president could not protect Ambode as governor at the time. The party stood aside from him and they insisted on direct primaries. Such kind of, because they were saying, I don't know be Lagos. I don't actually know be Lagos. We don't see him now. You understand? Because the party are under the governor. The house now seems to be under the governor, because I want to see why what the house will consider an impeachable ground.
So we need to understand that it's from what we've seen, it shows the level of maturity of the democracy over there and the power play over there. I didn't like what happened in Edo State House of Assembly when the speaker confronted the governor on his appointment list and said that this
Lagos
fly in
Lagos, only Lagos
because this is what we want. It's a level of check and balance that strengthens democracy, which we rarely see across other states. So yes, it might not have felt nice at the time, because it felt a bit embarrassing that so the governor cannot say this is the people I want to work in my cabinet. The speakers would say this is they check, but it's check and balance, so that one person power doesn't
really check and balance, and it's not
the goal of supporting the people. That's what it's meant to be about. But what we have seen in most cases is we have rubber stamps. We have one person becomes the lord and master of the democratic operations. That they can move from one party to another party, and the party they move to would win. So it's a lesson to the Edo State people that they need to strengthen the institution of democracy, so that we're not just having demigods. So when it was the former Oshomole was number one, and then it became Obaseki number one. So if we keep having number one, if we don't create a system where there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where there is growth, where there is opportunity for people to aspire.
Where is there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in Nigeria? No, wahala they happen for River State now.
Because there is just number one and somebody else has become number one. We don't have that.
There is number one.
We need to strengthen.
There is 1-1 in River State. 1-1.
And the 1-1 has caused.
And the 1-1 are causing.
Yes.
All of us are one.
Yes. You need to be. It's interesting and it's so sad. You need to be able to take. It's okay being some number 2. It's okay. Number 2 is not you are not the end of the world.
State.
As long as you are succeeding, you are growing, you are achieving your milestones. As long as the citizens.
What is above 1? I beg. What is above 1?
Nothing now.
0 is not really above 1.
No, but the way Kogi State is 1 race to power something.
The governor already said that.
The governor said
I am
anything I say, don't listen to me.
Listen to my predecessor.
Listen to my Oga.
We need
tell me where in
we're laughing
Nigeria
about.
is it fake?
But this is serious
We are making it comedy, so we will not make our day tired. The country
is a very, very sad, terrible situation. This is not the way democracy is meant to run.
We know
we cannot have democracy like this. We won't have development like this because everybody is loyal to one person. One person cannot be questioned.
One person becomes a god.
He's demigod.
Nobody is loyal. They are loyal to their belly. If you are controlling the resources, we loyal. The moment you lose control,
yesterday,
that's what's happening in Rivers State.
I think it was Otito John. Otito just said, I can't remember who he quoted, said, you say if you want to know what power will do, give your son power. I told you about one guy that he had not died though, but he said before he died, let him just hand his son all the things. So drove him out of the house.
His own house.
His own house. He willed the house to the son while he was alive. Just so that there's no wahala when I died. Just stay. The son evicted him. Do you understand? So now, that's what you are seeing in Nigeria. Exactly. So when Oshimole put, you remember that time that Pastor Eze Yamu?
Yes.
They dragged that one. They dragged that one. Then Oshimole now supported Eze Yamu.
That was it. Let's take this call from Festus. Festus from Kitsu. Good morning, Festus.
Good morning, Jare.
In Nigeria, we have problem here.
Tell us, sir.
We have
only electionary campaign. The deputy governor will be great.
We can hear you, sir. Are you there? Oh, we've lost him. So let me ask. It's all our responsibility to try as much as possible to hold on to the democracy we claim that we are operating. Claim
I love
that we are operating because it's a claim. Now, what is the role of the people in upholding this democracy? The people of Edo are not doing anything about it. The people of Edo, what I expect is when you see such an injustice, whether you belong to the political party or not, it's something that is against the norm. You stand up. You speak up. You go on the streets. You say,
we're not from Edo.
We're not from Edo. I'm talking about the people from Edo. How are you speaking? Did you protest? Did you carry placard? Did you come out to the National Assembly?
Then people not going to use police to bulldoze me. Let me explain.
You know what I'm saying?
They have already handed over our representation, and my own representative at the House of Assembly of Edo is my cousin.
Okay.
Yes, we are of the same family. We have handed over our voices to them. I'll call him after the show. How come you vote? How did you vote? Did you vote to impeach as well? You know, so these House of Assembly members, these honorables, so-called, are the ones with the voice. And that's how they abuse it. So Edo people, they can only exercise their powers at elections. If you not pay honor, election they come in November. That's when Edo people can fight. Because we're not going to carry stick now. We are busy finding food. Our farms are, being eroded. We are struggling to make it.
I don't buy this your explanation, but let's take Aloma.
Can I read some comments?
Yeah, YK, let me hold you on that. Let's just take a call first. Aloma, good morning.
Yes, sorry. What happened
I can barely hear you.
Yeah, what they get it. Three cycles is also nothing during the time of but now it's opposite that it's like Rima said, the price to buy for a post. So it's not unfortunate.
Struggling to hear you, sir. We're struggling. Sorry about that. Yes. You wanted to take some messages?
Yeah, so it says Oluwabanke Oyes Soko says loyalty is nothing in Nigeria. You can die if you are loyal. Disloyalty gains popularity more. So sad. That is why Nigeria is where it is.
Disloyalty?
Okay, Mina says Shaibu should come and tell us in Koton Sheti Ile Fijona. because there's obviously a deeper rift between him and Obaseki. Oladidi says, my prayer, I joined this prayer. He say, make them not bring their street boys to settle the matter.
Yes. At the end of the day.
Michael says, BC, which placard you won't make Edo people carry now?
But they don't know how to carry placard. They
But they should.
They know how to cook on the expressway.
Yes.
They know how to cook on the expressway. They will block road. University students will block road.
These politicians are ruthless.
Somebody sent a message, said 99% of those within our political space are far from God with dead conscience. They profess religious affiliations, but they are of the devil. Also, the law of karma, seed time and harvest, does not recognize your affiliations.
Wow.
Corey Michael says, Obaseki the last dawn.
So finally, Godwin has Obaseki is king of boys.
King of boys. Let's take this call. Festus. Good morning, Festus. I have another Festus. Good morning. Maybe this first one. Oh, okay. Thank you for calling back.
You know, during the time of election in Bayelsa, if you can report it, it was the deputy governor, the certificate of the deputy governor that led Supreme Court to nullify the election of the elected governor that time. And that PDP now won. You know, they took the governor to court in Abuja. So the Supreme Court, you know, delivered judgment at the eve of the swearing-in. And they had to change because of the anomaly in the certificate of the deputy governor to see how important the deputy governor is during electionary campaign. Then when they get to office now, they now use him as extra tire. Something of that nature.
I said it, sir. It's a game of numbers.
So, look at, for somebody that is as important at that level, that certificate can make you to lose your chance. So the Constitution should have thought it better to give him, you know, a nice position and to guide him against this thing. The other side is the State House of Assembly. Immediately they swear them in. What they do is that they go for the House of Assembly to buy them over. So the loyalty of the House of Assembly is towards the governor. They don't know what to do, whatever, or who you are.
So there's a message. Somebody said Philip Shaibu rode on the tiger's back and should tread carefully. The role of deputy governor and vice electoral holder is a fragile one. Usually, unpicked individuals, they are supposed to be docile and submissive until fortune smiles on them.
Wow.
Like the case of GEJ or Ayeda Tiwa. It is what it is. It is what was created by the Constitution, foisted on us by the military. Kogi is a mini Nigeria, according to this person. Deputy governor was impeached and heaven did not fall.
Yeah.
So maybe Philip Shaibu should have been, you know, just be gentle. Let everybody be fighting for you. Just keep quiet.
You know the thing funny, you know that you brought the technical,
but he was speaking
and you
everywhere.
needed the politician to do the groundwork. And the politician wanted, maybe he had an ambition then, but he could do the groundwork.
He left his ambition for you.
Shaibu stood by the governor during his travail. I want to believe he must have promised him something. That part was not fulfilled. That one I agree. Also, Moses Ade says both Obaseki and Shaibu took people of Edo State for a ride. They don't know Lagos truly. This one I agree.
So how? Okay, we have a caller. We have another caller. Olori Egbe.
Olori Egbe.
Olori Egbe, good morning. Good morning, sir. Olori Egbe.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I want to contribute my quota on this issue of Shaibu. You see, I am from Edo State, precisely from Edo North. My sister is there, Nima is there. You see, what Shaibu did to Oshomole is the result he is getting now. That is number one. If you know what Oshomole did to Shaibu, how he assisted him, we are surprised that Edo State if Shaibu will behave this way to Oshomole. Now he is gaining it now. He has seen it. Well, we still thank God they brought somebody from Edo North. The guy they even brought now is from our area. From Akoko Edo. I am from Akoko Edo. So now he should not be angry. He should go back home. Let him come and meet us. we the elders will have meeting with him, with Shaibu. Yesterday you were angry and shouting. Today now look at it. That's how life is. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Ife Ali has given the movie a title. Said this is a version of No Do Pass Yourself Part 1 and 2. I really miss Onisha and Aba filmmakers.
No, this is no. Yeah, they would have just CD 1, 2, 3, Part 1, Part 2, Part 3.
Because this one is a film now.
Yeah, it is.
It's a film. Even when I watched the governor of Kogi saying, "Don't obey me, obey my oga," that one is a film. It's a film.
Usual things.
So I
Very
feel like
unusual things
okay,
that
go
I
ahead.
feel I'm worried about when we see things like this and we talk about it in the media and it just dies down because that becomes a norm. Because it means that in the next 4 years, a governor can leave and the new governor that comes in will say the same thing.
Yeah, and do the same thing.
It means that the state house a governor can refuse to leave the state house and there's nothing that would happen. We need to be able to use the constitution. We need to be able to contest the constitution. Even if the constitution as it is protects and serves only the governor to the detriment of deputy governor, the deputy governor should take it to Supreme Court to ensure that we are able to rewrite the injustice when it happens early enough before it becomes the norm. But I'm not a lawyer, Nima.
And the way Nima is sounding,
it's like there's nothing.
It's like there's no hope.
I cannot even sit here and talk about something that somebody can go to court that is actionable at the outcome, because you really can't predict civil matters. You know, I don't know which president they'll be relying on that I have not even read. You know. So I just hope for the best for him. As it is now, the impeachment case I read as a student that I know of, where was the Kaduna, I think, Rumi, I think, and I don't think he got justice in court. He was impeached and he was impeached, but he went back and he did politics well and he still remained relevant.
Well, I think Shaibu is a popular person. Or was. I don't know if it's still popular.
It should be.
Money is what is popular. Money makes you popular.
Maybe he can pick up the pieces of his career, of his political career, later. But for now, he's young. Because they asked Godwin's or Mobayo. Yeah, they said, but he said, is this the time of the youth? And he's 37. It is 37, and he's supporting, he's representative of Akoko Edo, and you know. So they now asked him. They said, isn't Philip Shaibu young? He said, I don't want to talk about that one. I really know about my own. So
every man for himself.
Every man for himself. He is representing his people. He said his people are even jubilating that at last they've been marginalized. So Philip Shaibu don't concern them.
No.
So I feel like the people, the way this politics is being played, the people do not really have any say. The people do not have any form of power.
They said now the senator be the people.
No, wait now. The senator cannot just represent all the people because they may not be representing
and
the
way
way
of rep, the
we want them to be. The way we want them to represent us.
You stretching your hand.
And it's Nima that said it. I know.
I feel like we should get to a place where the people can call the houses to order. When we see things like they do in the
it's not the model we copied now.
Which one did we copy?
It is indirect democracy we copied. We don't do direct where people can. You have to come through your constituent.
Who did we copy this indirect from?
America.
It's not possible because they too go on the streets. You know why I'm saying this? There's a way people can say this is an injustice.
I went on the streets doing that Donald Trump. Nigeria then day now.
Not all of them. There's no way they would have picked all of them. But I feel like
prison sentence.
I feel like we are not getting anywhere. I feel like we're not getting anywhere in our democracy. I feel like we're not getting anywhere with our politics. I feel like we're just going round and round and round. And I don't know when. I don't know when we'll ever come out and have a stable democracy where everybody's rights is respected. You know, where we follow the rule of law, where somebody like a governor or a president will not just feel I am a demigod and I can do whatever I want to do and get away with it. But we have to finish up this conversation. I pray and hope that one day our democracy will be strengthened.
Amen.
And the people, the power, because democracy, they say, is power for the people, by the people.
Amen.
We'll finally have that power. The thing is paining me, but we have to go. That's all we can take on this conversation.
Amen.
When we come back, we move on to yet another topic. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear.
Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
The time has come to experience the power of faith, music, and praise. This is the Max Urban Gospel Chart Show.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take.
I choose to
Ejeki, close the show, Fadala.
Ladies and gentlemen, number one unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shine. Yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number one on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now. His name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer,
you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
This is. That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person you see us? What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's get talk now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. Entertainment with Pure Entertainment.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here.
Thanks for staying with us. Pelumi Nubi arrives Lagos after 68 days of driving from London. Popular content creator Pelumi Nubi has completed a solo trip from London to Lagos. Pelumi was received at the Nigeria-Benin Republic border on behalf of Lagos State Government by Honorable Commissioner of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Mrs. Toke Benson Awoyinka, and the Special Advisor, Tourism, Arts and Culture, Idris Aregbe. Joining us on the studio, is the celebrator herself, Pelumi Nubi. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
You are pretty.
Thank you. So are you.
So
natural.
Thank you. Why can we not rest today? But let's get to business. We're celebrating everything. So I know.
I can see what I want to do.
Okay, well done. Wait. So, reading about you, I realized that by the age of 27, he had covered 77 countries.
Yes.
Where did you get the love for travel from?
I think, relocating from Lagos and growing up in London. When I moved to London, actually, I entered into primary 6, and just being different from the kids over there, I was actually bullied, so I retracted to reading travel books in the library, and that planted seeds of, oh wow, there's a bigger world rather than just these 2 locations that was familiar to me. So it came from a pretty negative situation to it blowing up to something quite positive.
You made lemonade out of your lemon.
Facts, that is facts. But yeah, so it was just a kind of like, I just love new culture, trying new things, stepping out of my comfort zone. And I just realized the world is so big, so why not explore it as much as I can? If I had the means and the resource, it just came out of like a place of love.
So these other countries, other 77 countries you've visited, did you go by car?
No, I did. I've done quite a few road trips too as well. So I've done solo drive across Namibia by myself, 4,000 kilometers, sleeping, camping under the stars, wild camping, beautiful occasion. I've also done traveling from London to Lake Como in Italy. But the most time I just kind of flew. It was mostly Europe, Asia, South America as well, backpacking, just really doing it on a budget. Like, I don't think traveling needs to break the bank. I feel use the resources you have, but like I said, it was important. So it
backpacked in South America.
I did.
Were you not scared?
That one actually was with a friend, so it was good to have a companion for that one. But solo travel is doable, as I've proven. Traveling solo from London to Lagos.
What's the mindset like? Because I've traveled solo and I've traveled with a group, and I just feel like traveling with a group seem a lot more fun. Yes, it's a lot of responsibilities. You need to start arranging your schedule, every other person's own. What's the mindset when you are on your own for this number of days driving?
I think it really teaches you how much you know yourself. A lot of people don't enjoy their own company, which is scary. Why do we always need people for us to have fun and enjoyment? So with solo drive, you get to know oneself. You get to know what is your limit. What is it like when I'm in a tight position and there's no one there to help? Like, how much self-reliance and self-resilience do I have? So it really, if I've never solo traveled before, I always encourage people, do it at least once. You really get to know. You get to know, do I like this? Do I like that? Am I late? Do I like sleeping in? Or am I adventurous? Am I early bird morning? So there's just so many information.
Not by car.
You can do by car. You can do any means.
You
can do bike. You can bike. You can walk. You can do.
Sorry, Nima. Can we just go back to the day you started your trip?
Yes.
How did you feel? Were you any fear, trepidation? How did you feel as you just started that solo trip? Me, and myself.
And
I'm driving to
God.
Nigeria.
I remember the night before a friend texted me, "Are you ready?" And I'm like, "Ready? I'm not ready." So there was definitely fear. Even though I was planning this trip for over a year, I still didn't feel prepared. I still felt I needed more equipment. I hadn't ordered enough things. I was, trying to have backup plans, plan B, plan C. But really, I remember the exact morning, I could barely sleep. It was almost like, early, having an exam, like, that churning of stomach, like anxiety and butterfly and excitement all together. I remember just driving away and my family home just getting smaller and smaller in the rear mirror, and I'm like, wow, like I'm really doing this. And I think is that moment where you transition from planning to action. That is where the magic happens, because it's like, wow, I'm really doing this. I'm really going for it. So yeah, they're just enjoying it.
So, we must talk about the distance. So I love driving myself. I love the drive to work is my escape from all trouble. So I drive the distance to work. But I can only imagine if they add to that distance, something else will happen. Because I always look forward to, okay, I'll do the drive back.
Yes.
So how did you make this distance? I think, how many kilometers?
More than 10,000 kilometers.
So how did you make it? How did you, or are you just wired to
love driving,
to leave family and not want to just run back within a day?
Okay, so you mean family connections. I think, we live in a very family. I'm very close to my family. Even during this road trip, I touch base with them every single night. I'll borrow Wi-Fi if I have to, just so that I can be like, please, I'm fine, I'm okay, everything is well. So me and family kept in touch, but traveling has been a big part of me. Like you mentioned, I've traveled to over 80 plus countries right now. So always been on the road. And if anything, each time I come back home, it means I'm more grateful for that, because you know what they say, this makes the heart grow fonder. So sometimes, just having that distance means when I'm home, I'm like, I want to hug my mom tighter, I want to hug my parents a bit closer. So definitely it's more of a positive than a negative. But adventure also thrills my soul. I get to feel, I get to try new things. Exactly.
I like it.
Because, sorry, I know you want
It's
to
okay.
ask. Because my daughter is 35 and there was one, she took up hang gliding, and I know how I felt as a mother.
You're scared.
Are you all right? Are you stupid? You stop that nonsense. There was one, she went skiing,
Oh, I love her already. She's not my bestie.
How did your mother feel?
I think, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. If anything, my mom is more adventurous if anything, my mom is as adventurous as myself. Like, she inspired my travel. Like, even when I were kids, summer holidays we spent in America, like, she really tried to expose us to the world right from a tender age. So I think that was also like a seed that was planted in terms of like the global citizen. You can go anywhere. I don't feel, oh, I'm black, I'm female, I cannot go to a certain place.
There are no limitations.
There are no limitations. Sometimes I take the biblical term, anywhere your foot step upon is yours. I take it sometimes be too literal, because like, I'm fine as long as I'm legally, the universe is fine. So
let's review the
Let me ask a question before I come to you. I've been itching to ask this. So how do you prepare in terms of what are some of the things that you carry, you must have with you in your car? And I know you went by your car, right?
Yes.
So how long did it take you to gather those things? And what are some of those vital things that you must take on
a road trip like
on your
this?
road trip, yeah.
Okay, so because it's a small car and a small engine and everything like that, fuel tank was quite important. So having enough gas, so I had like a special, I don't want to use just any keg because it's flammable stuff you're taking. So make sure that it's safety, extra tires. I made sure I went to like a half-day training session.
So you can fix your tires yourself.
So I can fix my tire myself. And I think every woman should be able to fix their tire themselves, because we can do anything we want to do.
Okay.
So
what else do you have?
So I just had like health care, like a medical kit, just in case I needed like bandage and medication and things like that. I had like,
How often did you need them?
She was in an accident. So
I wasn't in an accident, yes. But in terms of like everyday, just like your everyday, your familiarity, soap. I could buy these things in the place, but there's something about having stuff that is familiar with you. I take like my blanket that smells like home, just little things when you're missing home or just having a bit of, feeling homesick, you can really, gravitate towards these items. I had the air tag so that my family could always track my location in case they couldn't communicate, just for that safety purpose. Extra cash. you know, cards sometimes don't work in certain places, making sure I had cash, disposable income.
Different currencies?
Different currencies, you know, just make sure. Dollars is a good one to have because most people just...
covers most
places. So I had a couple of dollars on me. Trying to think what else I had. The card documentation, a valid passport, making sure it's valid more than 6 months. Some people don't check it and they go to try and go through and they say, oh, no, and they're like, no, it's not. But it has to have at least 6 months validity on it. Yeah, the card documents, things like that, and just my personal items that just made me feel at home as well.
How many undies do you have?
A lot, actually. I actually got enough, and I did laundry too as well. I had like a scrubber bag, which is like a manual washing machine, so it just allows you to just kind of wash. When I was in the campsite, I could do my laundry and hang them to dry. So yeah, it was just like I was living everyday life, like in a very interesting way.
I wondered how each country was. So when you stepped into the first country, that when you left London and got into the first country.
France was the first country,
France,
yes.
How was it? And when you got into the first country in Africa, how was it?
Yes.
Before we talk about the accident.
No problem. So when I crossed in, so people look at the map and they always, I'd be baffled, like how is she able to do, because there's these big oceans between these two continents and stuff. So the first thing is I had to put the vehicle on a ferry. So you drive it in, the ferry takes you across the body of water, which was the English channels, getting into France. That was an hour, 30 minutes. And then you drive out of the ferry. That's literally the only way. There's no other route. They take the Euro tunnel that takes you underground. But I wanted to use the ferry method. So that's the first way. So getting into France was quite, you know, I've been to France quite a few times, but I wanted to also visit landmark as well with my car. Her name is Lumi. So able to, you know, put her in front of the Eiffel Tower, remember, and just take a picture, which was quite iconic, exactly. Wow. So that was the first time. And then crossing into Morocco, that happened from Spain. So in Tarifa, I took a ferry again, an hour, 30 minutes as well, and just made my way across into Morocco. Yeah, so that's how I got
from Spain. Went into Morocco.
Yes.
So you're driving right?
I am.
And all the countries you came through, were they all right?
No, they were left-hand driving, left-hand lane, so totally opposite.
So how was it? Did you have your car? You drove the same car, right?
Exactly the same car. Yes.
So but it's on a different side.
Yes.
So how did you navigate driving that particular? Did you get getting your permits? I drove for the first time on the other side in Mauritius.
Yes.
It is ridiculous. Like, so
your brain can't understand it.
Yeah, you're so right that you spoke about the brain and having to like twitch. The thing about, like I said, I was able to do test runs of this trip. Again, this trip wasn't just spontaneous. I just didn't pack my bag. So like, for example, I drove in Namibia. Actually, they drive the same as the UK, and they're right-hand drive as well. But like in places, when I go on holidays, I do take rental cars. So you just practice. You just literally telling yourself when you're driving on the right, you need to stay on left. Like literally telling yourself right, until your brain kind of repurpose it. Or most importantly, I just kind of follow the locals in front of me, see how they drive. That just rewires your brain. But you do make some mistake here and there when you're trying to go into bed. You're like, oh, quickly adjust. But it's perfectly normal and it's easy.
So my husband was on your page from the
very beginning. Yes.
And so I just heard him scream, "She's in an accident."
Oh no.
When I followed your page to see the accident, so I saw the lady that you said was, you know, so helpful.
Desiree.
Yes, let's talk about how
that happened
and how she came.
Yeah, so before that I was at the border for 2 days in Liberia, because of the right-hand vehicle issue. We got it sorted thanks to the Nigerian embassy and, you know, just the consulate. They really stepped in and helped. And I was just driving. Because of time, I just drove through Liberia. So my point was to try and get into Ivory Coast as quickly as possible. I remember waking up 6 a.m. in the morning to the sunrise, and I was like at the border by 10, and be back and forth with the locals trying to collect money, bribery, saying I need to pay this and pay that for something that was meant to be documented completely free. Wow. I ended up staying till 7 p.m. So at 7 p.m., I looked around, I was like, I've not researched this place. Because it's a solo drive, everything is almost meticulously planned out in terms of like, what's the crime around this area? Is this place safe? So I've researched ahead of time in terms of this is where my stop should be. So I looked around, I was like, okay, let me just head towards where my stop should be. I was driving, pretty slow rate, you know, and there was a parked truck in front of me. It didn't have any hazard lights. Oh. No, even if they didn't have the hazard triangle, they tend to put like branches of leaves just to warn you that there's something, nothing. So it was just a parked truck. I was driving 1 minute, the next minute I saw airbags. It happened so quickly, and it was just a collision to it. You know, at one point the police in Ivory Coast were like, "Do you want to press charges at the truck driver because it's full liability. Thank God I wasn't speeding. You know, my engine wasn't damaged, but it was more of the bodywork of the car. Thank God I wasn't hurt. I did have to go into hospital just to check, you know, make sure there was nothing internal because there was nothing external. But then to mention the ladies talking, my name is Desiree. She's from the community, you know, and talking about the accident when they say press charges, it's like, look, there's a ripple effect. Number one, I shouldn't have been on the road in the first place, which is something I'm very keen and passionate about in terms of policy and border controls. But more importantly, the lady, so when the collision happened, my horn just kept on blaring. Like, I think it was a malfunction, but it was a good thing because everybody came with flashlight. They were like, what is going on? Like, it wasn't just a honk. It was more like, and it was ongoing for 5-10 minutes. So they came and they just kind of tried to rescue me, open the door, but my driver door was jammed. So I had to crawl through and I just had to like do like a quick medical check. I have like a little medical background, so just make sure that okay, I'm breathing, I don't feel dizzy, just trying to stay alert and awake. I remember calling my mom, just like stay calm. I don't think that's the news she wanted to hear, but she was as calm, you know, obviously internally probably panicking, but trying to get as many, you know, abroad kind of. But thank God I knew someone that was local. But this lady, her name is Desiree, God bless her, I call her my personal angel because we did not speak any words to each other. She spoke French, I spoke English, and she just kept looking at me with so much empathy, so much, you know, when someone just feels sorry for you. Like, there was just that instant connection between us. And as the ambulance was about to take me away to the hospital, she just said something to them in French. I think she was asking, like, can she go in the ambulance with me? And they looked at her and looked like, do you know her? She was like, no, but I can't let her go alone.
Wow.
And that's how she got into it.
That's really your angel.
Honestly, she stayed in the hospital with me for 2 days.
Wow.
She baited for me at one point. Like, it was just so, like, almost soul ties straight away. So I'm so grateful for her. Like, the kindness of stranger has been amazing.
How did your car get repaired?
So we had to tow the car from the point of accident. So the police did their own report and everything, and we towed it to Abidjan. Again, another amazing soul helped me there, Yasmin of Afro Foodie, and she was able to host me and all of that. But the mechanic, we contacted the Embassy of Nigeria. Again, the embassy have stepped in so many times. Nigerian Embassy, I really give them applause because they've stepped in so much.
I've heard you say it over
yeah, honestly, like do the bashing, but honestly, when push came to shove, they really did step in. Yeah, honestly, I do give them the credit for that. So they connected me to a mechanic and they were able to fix Lumi back again.
Well, Lumi, I would seriously have to implore you to give the route again. Because I see comments on our YouTube pages doubting how it's possible for you to solo drive.
Absolutely. No problem.
Tell us the route. It's impossible.
It's impossible,
how
no worries.
Did you do ferry? It's impossible. Someone else said, after Algeria, you went into the dark desert of Mali.
No, we didn't go to Algeria. I didn't go to Algeria. So some people know that route where it's just like a straight line going through. I wanted to stick more to the west coast of Africa. I did post all this content on my social media platforms, so do check it out. Pelumi.Nubi on Instagram.
Showing online.
Exactly. So you can literally see the route I took. There's a bit of modification because of the issue happening in Mali. I kind of skipped it and Burkina Faso. So I just literally just stuck to the coast side. So the trip started off in the United and UK, crossed into France, and then we went to Spain, and then crossed into Morocco, then Mauritania, and then from Mauritania we went into Senegal. From the Senegal went to the Gambia, from Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, Guinea, Sierra Leone, Liberia, then Ivory Coast, then Togo, Benin, Lagos.
So you didn't go through the Sahara Desert?
I did go Sahara. So Morocco is debatable. You know, some people call it West Sahara, some people call it Morocco. So I tried not to get in the middle of that. So it's just kind of like, when you were stamping in and out, you're going through the Morocco border. So there was Sahara Desert driving.
Some of these countries really scary. How did you do your night time? Did you get comfortable hotels to sleep in, or you slept in your car?
Camped out.
Where was secure enough for you to park your car and sleep?
So there were 3 options. I did convert my car to be fully kitted in terms of having a bed in there, just because there was so many times. That small car, yes, it has a whole bed. It has like a whole kitchen feature. I have a stove in there, can whip up a meal. There's like, taps to wash, because I'm going to Sahara Desert to make sure I had clean water at every point in time. So there was just all of that modification that happened to it. So I did 3 options, either wild camp, just making sure that was free, 99, a quiet street. I did that mostly in Europe, but sometimes in Africa it was emergency. I kind of stayed in different places. The second option was staying in campsites, which I really liked because it was like when you wake up, you have the facility of showers and stuff. With Wild Camp, you have to wake up and then go find a shower, which means going to a hotel and say, exactly, please, can I use your bedroom facilities or something like that and pay or tip them? And then finally, just staying in a hotel or having a host. Sometimes I had a host in the places I was going to. Sierra Leone, I had a host there. In Ivory Coast, I had a host there. They just welcomed me into their home and allowed me to stay with them.
Okay, so
what would you say? Okay, go ahead.
I'm just looking at the map of Africa. You went through Morocco, Western Sahara, Mauritania.
Yes, so I literally took the west coast. Yes. Okay. Exactly. I stuck to the west of Africa.
Gambia, Guinea-Bissau.
Exactly.
Guinea, Sierra Leone, Liberia.
Yes.
Ivory Coast, Ghana, Togo.
I feel like you wanted to. You've achieved something.
Absolutely.
Yes, you got Nigerians distracted from all our stress, and you got the people talking about this young lady who dared. And how does that make you feel? And do you feel under pressure to do something big again right now? Like,
what's next for you?
What's next? So to address the first thing you said in terms of like, the whole purpose of driving was just a model. I wanted people to be able to extrapolate my experiences and use in their own daily life. So it was the kind of like, I love to travel and I'll use this as an example. I remember when I posted I'm doing this London to Lagos, I did like a whole preview of what's going to happen. And people were like, it's not going to happen. It's impossible. That's the word they use. And I'm like, watch me. And really the idea is that if you ever thought London to Lagos was impossible by a solo female black traveler, hopefully when you see that I've crossed the finish line and I'm here in Lagos, Nigeria, you look at your life and you look at what else in my life am I considering impossible and what can I go after and actually achieve. So that's really the message behind this travel. Like, for the youth, for the she-girl, for all of that, can we push outside, away from the constraint, away from the box that society try to keep us in. So yeah, that's the thing. I'll always continue to travel. For your next question, what next? But if anything, just the community that we've been able to grow. On Instagram, I started with 12,000 followers. We're hitting almost 200 and something. TikTok was 200. We're about to hit almost 100,000.
How old are you?
I'm 29. Yes.
Oh, nice. To be young.
To be young and free.
Yes, I can't imagine myself.
No.
But you can. Absolutely.
You've passed that level.
You can do anything. You can do anything.
You've been traveling and you've been meeting people.
Yes.
What would you say is that thing that connects us as humans? Aside from the religious, the ethnicity, the tribe, the race, and what's that thing you noticed in your interactions with people all over the world that unites us, unites our humanity?
We want to love and we want to be loved. I think if anything, humans are more good than evil. I might be naive, but I really believe that people have met strangers I just talk about the kindness of strangers, really honestly, we are fed a lot of things sometimes, and it marks the joy of humanity, of people, gathering together and helping someone in crisis. And I saw that over and over again during my trip. Like each time I posted something going wrong on social media or something, like I go rally. Oh, I know this person, I know that person, I want to help, and that I feel is the natural kind of humanity I saw across board, and it just wasn't a drive. If I wanted to drive this route, it could happen in 2 weeks. This happened over 2 months because I wanted to stop in each place, take it all in, showcase it, to the world. I remember showing some places, Yamoussoukro, the biggest church, the Lady of Peace, Barisico, and people was like, that's in Africa? I was like, yes, this is the biggest church in the world.
Wow.
It is in Africa, it's here in Ivory Coast. So really showing those sites to people and, drawing tourism here, and I'm excited to do that here in Lagos, Nigeria as well, that people will be able to say, I'm going on a holiday here, I'm going on a tour here. So that's another goal of mine.
But you haven't shown Lagos.
That is the plan, don't worry. I'm just trying to settle into home. But there'll be plenty. Yes. I would love to.
Let's talk about the reception you had from the Lagos State government.
Oh my goodness.
We saw the pictures on social. Honorable Toke did not fail us.
No, she did not. She did not.
As well. So what was it like to them?
Honestly, I knew I've been, you know, welcome in so many different places. Like I said, lots of people connected to this journey, and it was just a case of, you know, really tuning into other people. And you know, it happened in Ivory Coast, where people like 24 hours they gathered together, celebrated me. Same thing happened in Ghana. Even I think Benin had like literally 12 hours notice, like I'm coming, and they all like gathered together and celebrated me. So Nigeria knew there was going to be something that I did not know it would be that big. I was flabbergasted. I never expected it, as they say, you know. And you know, I knew Unilag was doing something. Shout out to them. Shout out to the school management. Shout out to the VC. Like they really uphold that, you know, passing on the torch to the next generation, showing the youth what is possible. Youth empowerment is something I'm very passionate about as well. So really just having that homecoming there. But it's starting from Seme border, the easiest border I've crossed throughout my whole trip. You know, they did the thumbprint, they stamped me in. But the celebration, the the tears flowed without, you know, it was almost spontaneous. Seeing my parents and just feeling the love. Oh my God, my parents were there.
Your dad particularly.
My dad, like hard guy.
That's your mom right behind.
Yeah, that's my mom right there dancing next to me. Yeah, so that's my mom. So it was just a day full celebration, seeing the true Nigerian spirit. We know the carry last, like, so we really celebrated right there at the border, and just having the escort, you know, stopping at different places, Mile 2, meeting the locals, you know, going live and just having people engage with it. It was quite nice. It was quite nice.
This question is very important.
Dear to your heart.
So when you finally got a bed,
there's a whole video. Oh my gosh.
Sleep.
There's a whole video of me when I finished this event. I literally leaped into bed, like it was like a leap of joy. Funny enough, the first night I think the adrenaline was just surging through my. Everybody was saying, "Go and sleep, go and sleep." I was like, I'm still wide awake. Like my body was tired, but my mind was just working. I couldn't process everything. It was just so exciting to have such an homecoming, and it felt amazing. It really did.
So it took you like 24 hours to finally sleep.
Yes. I think I had a good night's sleep yesterday.
I saw the reception with the governor as well.
Yes, that was amazing.
Let's talk about the awards,
having your own number plates, you know, Nubi Niger.
Yes. Look, I went there to just kind of honor His Excellency for, you know, the great thing that he does, you know, the open up Tomilat Bridge, you know, like just really all of the development that's happening in Lagos State itself and the plans for the future in terms of tourism. So to be able to be honored in such a way melted my heart. I wasn't expecting anything, and to be given, like, you know, the title of ambassador of tourism here in Lagos State, to be given a car, to be given a house, to be, you know, my bills of the travel thing. I was.
That's beautiful.
Like, honestly, I wasn't expecting.
You are 29.
I am indeed.
Do you have a boyfriend? Do you have a boyfriend?
Sip my tea.
MYOB. No. She has to tell us. Do you have a relationship?
No, I don't.
Because somebody is watching you right now.
And saying, okay, I want to be. Please, can I finish my question? Somebody out there may, you know, want to do this, but then they have a partner, maybe a boyfriend or a husband, or somebody in the corner who says, "I won't let you do this," and they feel, okay, since I already have a partner, there's no need to do this. That's why I wanted to know if you had someone who saw you through, supported you, or if you're in a relationship. And why are you not in a relationship? You're 29.
You're beautiful. Sound like my mother.
Aunties of this.
Why? What's going on?
Honestly,
to do now.
she's excited for that. I haven't just found the right person. You know, I think when it's time, it's time. There's no rush on my side. So yeah, when it will be, it will be. So yeah.
Are you the only child?
I'm not. I have 2 older brothers.
Okay. No, you're the only girl.
Yes, I'm the only girl. I'm the last one. I'm the baby of the house.
Can I get this message from Mama TMO? She says, "Good morning, my dear ladies of YourView, everyone. Pelumi! I just had to come online to say how proud I am of you. Girl, you are an absolute delight."
Thank you.
Plenty. Let's take more.
Thank you so much.
Steven says, "Pelumi, you're such an amazing lady. I doff my heart for you. At some point, I was following you to know how you were faring on the journey." Gania says, "Her smile is really beautiful. I'm proud of her because I can't."
Ebony black beauty.
She is beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Elizabeth Ayetan says, "Well done, Pelumi. She has such a beautiful smile." We have another one here. Gania. You took the Gania, right?
People are just complimenting.
Yeah, they're
you.
complimenting what you've done.
Somebody's upset. He said something huge like this happened, and we went to talk about Obaseki.
We needed to start the show now. Bringing Pelumi. So Pelumi, we're wrapping up the conversation. I'd like to know where you see yourself in the next few years.
Absolutely.
Relationship inclusive. Please add that for me.
No
for
worries.
my peace of mind.
I have no control of that.
Yes, yes. But
I'm open to it.
You're open to it. You're open to love.
Every time.
Okay.
Every
So where do you see yourself in your career and what next you want to do?
I think, I'm on to wear like horse blinders in my goals and my targets. I'm just kind of like one goal at a time and trusting God, if anything. We make plans and God has bigger and better for us at every point in time. But I think the immediate plan is what I love, which is, women can drive. There's a stereotype that women cannot drive. Like if you see someone make a mistake on the road or change lanes,
now woman
did that. So not just the emotion, not just the physical driving, but knowing that women can drive. Women can drive businesses, women can drive homes, women can drive excellence, women can drive innovations. So just empowering the woman to be able to go on and to showcase that beautiful message that we are already doing it, and the society just needs to shift perspective and actually be part of the agenda.
So now that the government has given you a car, are you driving that car back to London?
No, she's like, what is it called?
Lumi.
Lumi.
So,
Lumi.
How is Lumi going to get back to London?
So Lumi is actually going to be donated to the Museum of Lagos. So she's going to be right here. So hopefully she'll be, be able to inspire more people to seek adventures. My journey will be documented with her at the museum. So do check it out.
I'm going to see something on Netflix. I can just see. I would have loved the Netflix.
Shout out to Netflix if you're listening.
Netflix, please
jump on this.
But
and this one will not be snake in the monkey.
Actually, I did snake in the monkey shadow. But I wanted to ask about your next location, because you're a travel blogger. You're someone that travels. So, like, where's this? What's the country that you're most excited about? Maybe where you visited before, and when next would you like to visit with excitement that you're looking forward to?
No, I do. Sorry. Honestly, being here right now, like you said, I haven't had the chance to actually explore Lagos and Nigeria as a whole. So that's definitely something I want to spend some time doing and just kind of like showcase our culture, our food, the people, immerse myself more in it. So that's definitely something I'm really excited for. And honestly, the future is bright. I cannot wait to just keep exploring.
So we'll host you at Shrine.
Yes.
You go to Kogosi.
Some other places.
There are many interesting places. I'm stalking your Instagram.
Don't worry, you're gonna get all of it, all of the teas.
I'm going to start following you on Instagram. I'm not a Instagram.
It's okay. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter.
I'm just a person there.
You're just a person. You post to us and run away. And we don't see you. So what I've learned from you today, Pelumi, is the fact that whatever the mind sees or perceives, the body, the heart, the spirit can achieve.
I believe.
And it's not just something you jump into. It takes time and planning and perseverance, and the fact that challenges will come up. You never foresaw the accident that happened along the way, but thank God it went well for your good at the end of the day. I'd like you to give one last word to a young girl out there who all her life she may have been told that there's nothing good coming out of you. What's that word you would tell her today to lift her spirit that she's able to achieve anything?
So I was told that exact statement,
Wow.
I suffer from a learning difficulty called dyslexia. So reading and writing was quite difficult in school. I did then go on to finish with a first class in university and go on to study a PhD. So
with the dyslexia?
With dyslexia.
Wow.
So that's something I'm definitely wanting to push as well in terms of, learning difficulties and how that is diagnosed even here in Nigeria, because that wasn't picked up in my childhood here. But to the girl listening to me right now, understand that people's opinions of you are not facts. They are just opinions. The magic is in the doing. You really need to just step into the unknown. Feel the fear, but do it anyways. That has really been my motto and my motivation. And if you believe in God, hold on to Him, because He really is everything.
The magic is in the doing. We have this last call before we run. Just squeeze in this call before we run. Is the caller ready?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Hello, Pelumi. I'm so happy. I'm so glad I watched your Insta live. And to think that your dad, Professor Nubi, taught you in Unilag.
Wow.
2004, 2006. And he was always talking about you. His daughter this, his daughter that. You know, as far students, we're like, what is this?
No, he's a
but
proud
now,
father. It's amazing.
Seeing it now, like, we're
You now
so
understand.
happy. You now understand. Like, we're so happy. We're proud of you. Indeed, you are the women, you are the kind of woman we love. Thank you for inspiring us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We have to go. Nima, there you have it. The magic is in the doing. So go out there and do that which your heart has given to you to do. That's all we can take on the show today. Have a lovely day. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye now.